So it's definitely poor behavior. Obviously, we've got no verification. We don't know if any of it actually even happened. But if it did happen, I'd say it's pretty bad behavior. I think those are all fine ways to describe, fine adjectives to use. Gross, disrespectful, dangerous. I think that's fine. He's just a friend. Classic woman lie. That is absolutely a big woman lie. Yeah. This isn't even like what is the basis for doing this? Why is Ethan doing this? Is it just because Noah Samsen made a video that Ethan disagrees with, that criticizes Ethan? Hello. Guys, we are here to look at the latest allegations against Noah Samsen, okay? Ethan has made huge allegations against Noah Samsen. Obviously, he's teased earlier in the week. It was briefly teased. I thought it was going to be an R allegation. It is a sort of SA allegation, I guess. Many people saying it's SA. But we'll see. I'm not really sold either way on this right now. It was teased. I felt as something far more than it apparently is. Because I believe the context it was brought up in was basically Dan, the co-host, said something to the effect of, I don't think Noah Samsen should be talking about denial. Which obviously implies that either he denied or right? He's like, I don't think this guy should be talking about denial, given some of the things I've heard about him, or something like that. And it's like, well, I mean, that does kind of imply that he like. And yeah, Ethan looking youthful, I gotta say, with the out of the box black hair dye. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. This guy looks like he almost looks like Mafia, you know? He looks like sleazy, you know? Like a car salesman or something. Yeah, 80s porn star. Oh great, yeah. Very sleazy look. Very sleazy look. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's see what they say about Noah Samsen. Let's see what they've got to say about our guy, Noah Samsen. Let's play the intro, guys. Play the intro.
Hey, Charlie, did you hear the news? It's rape reviews.
Huge stuff happening here, guys. Huge stuff happening here. So, here's one thing to keep in mind with Noah Samsen. He did relitigate the Chud allegations a while ago, and kind of, he was like playing with still calling Chud a even at the end of it. Like, he wasn't doing it, but he was like, you know, doing everything he could to go up to the line. So Noah Samsen is no stranger to bad faith representation of allegations of sexual misconduct. Okay? He's no stranger to that himself. So my sympathy for Noah is very limited here. However, we'll still obviously evaluate this and see if Ethan was being a piece of shit. I don't really have sides in all this, to be honest. Let's take a look. Let's see.
Call? Mm-hmm. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm very good. Thanks for calling.
So I assume this is a Noah Samsen ex-girlfriend or ex roster member, roster listing, ex what do they call it? Link? I've heard women call it like a link. Is that what it is? Sneaky link? It's a guy you hook up with, right? I think that's a thing, right? She was a cheerleader. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you for giving me the platform to talk about this.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's start off. How did you meet? Or I guess let's start by asking, like, why is it that you're calling in? Like, why now? And like, why are you calling in to talk about him? Yeah.
Yeah. I think I just want to my message I want to get across is that people are not the way they be presenting online.
Oh, you just mean she was a cheerleader because, like, Noah Samsen's a rock star football captain of the team. Awesome. Okay, got you. Cool stuff.
Noah was making a lot of content geared towards like toxic masculinity and the manosphere, and he just felt like a man that I could trust. But in the end, I mean, he did some shitty things that I don't think is very feminist of him. So that's kind of my point. And just like the things that he's been doing online, you know.
Wait, sorry, I don't even. Wait, was there a Grums R review? Is there a did Lance actually drop something or not? I didn't know what Lance was going to do. Is there a Grums R review lined up?
He's presenting himself a certain way, but that might not be exactly who he is.
He definitely presents himself as like this the moral arbiter, and he talks so softly.
Hey, what do you think they call a sneaky link in China? I think it would sound similar. Maybe with a couple letters changed or something. Possibly.
Like sneaky ring. Oh, sneaky ring. Oh, sneaky ring. Thank you for the $5, Spencer Howard. Thank you. Venereal Samson has a point in his videos, but I'm totally on board with bad faith smearing them. Thank you for the $5, Spencer.
He's got a little mustache, you know. But yeah, he definitely. I hate to say it, but it seems like a lot of these guys who
your camera is on. Oh no, guys, I think you forgot.
The feminist, tryhards. I don't know what to call it, but like they end up being kind of sleazy.
Yeah, that was what I learned from this.
All right, so how did you meet him?
We met on a dating app, and I did not know who he was at the time that we matched.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't. On our first date, the first time we met in person, that's when I found out.
Say sneaky link again.
Okay, and when was this? How recently was this? Can I? If by the way, if I ask something you don't want to answer, just say so, and I'll.
You gotta trim them up on your head, maybe.
Yeah, this was a few years ago.
Okay, so somewhat recently.
Yeah.
And so you guys met on the app. You guys, what happened from there?
Yeah, we met on the app and we, met in person and had a couple dates. And then, do we want to just dive into the subject?
Yeah.
Okay. One of the times we were hooking up, we just.
So I mean, okay, have they done verification here? Because we're not being shown any evidence of this woman even actually knowing Noah right now. So I'm hoping that Ethan's done some kind of verification and Noah's not just gonna come out and say, I have no idea who this woman is.
Didn't have any condoms, so I wanted to have a serious conversation about that before I just dove into doing something. First, we both were in agreement that, like, this is casual. We didn't want anything serious. I was coming out of a really toxic 3-year-long relationship, so I was not looking for anything serious. So the expectation wasn't that we were exclusively dating each other. But when we were talking about hooking up without protection, I just wanted to make sure that, that there's open communication. If, we can date other people, but if we are going to hook up with other people, that needs to be a conversation that we need to have just for my own health and safety.
Just to summarize, you guys are having unprotected sex. Even though you're not like in a committed relationship, you've expressed, and obviously I feel like this is even self-obvious. I don't even think you necessarily need to say anything for this to be true. But you told him, listen, since we're having unprotected sex, if you're sleeping with other people, you need to tell me.
Exactly. Yeah, we the first 2 times we hooked up, it was protected, and then it was just one of those times that we didn't have anything. And before we even did anything, I made sure that, like, I was very, very clear about my expectations and my boundaries. And it was that, if we are going to have sex with other people, it needs to be talked about with each other.
Of course, the concern being that he's having other unprotected sex with other women, and then all of a sudden, all of his sexual partners are becoming like essentially your sexual partners in some way.
No, I think this is totally criticizable. If this is true, obviously we're given no evidence, and we're just trusting Ethan's verified who this woman is. Obviously, if it's true, this is like poor behavior, 100%, and it's totally outside of Noah's values, right? It's like I can probably, like, it's one of those things where I think on a very technical definition, I would probably be fine with the idea of essay label. I just don't think that's an accurate way to talk about it, really. The thing is that it's like, this is one of those where this is the sort of thing that you just can't lie about when hooking up with someone. Like, it's one thing if it's protected, it's still bad to lie about being with other people. But, when the whole point is we're gonna have unprotected sex, I need to know that you're not sleeping with anyone else unprotected because I don't want to get fucking diseases. Like that's a problem. So it's definitely poor behavior. We've got no verification. We don't know if any of it actually even happened. But if it did happen, I'd say it's pretty bad behavior. It just depends how, like, you know, if a guy does this once, it's like gross and like essay on the technicality, but not like you know, the total end of the world. You're the worst fucking person ever. But if someone's got like a huge pattern of doing this, like he's always hooking up with hinge girls and just like lying and lying and lying, then that seems more like you're kind of like a manipulative predatory freak, where you just like lie to get women in positions where they'll do things they otherwise wouldn't. Thank you for the $5, Spencer Howard. I'm ambivalent about Ethan, but he reminds me of the real-life Wallace and Gromit character with Tourette's facial tics. Thank you for the $5. Thank you. So yeah, if it's like a pattern with him, that's worse. But I can totally see situations where basically this is just like it almost doesn't come out of a predatory instinct. It comes out of like a conflict avoidant instinct, right? Where he's got a relationship with this girl and then got a relationship with another girl. He wants to have sex with her, but he doesn't want to have any poor like interaction, some awkward interaction where he has to explain that he's been fucking someone else. And so he just blags it and tries to get through the interaction. So yeah, I think that is I think that's probably more likely, especially without a pattern. So I don't think it's like a fucking, you know, this isn't like this guy's got his platform taken away. But I think he probably should address it. He probably should say whether it happened or not and whether it was bad. Like if he can get on his YouTube channel and say with his full chest, I did that. That was bad. I won't do that again. It was wrong and it was a violation of my values. Then I mean, honestly, like that's as good as you can ask for, right? It's better than most people handling controversy.
Because whatever they've got, he's going to pick up and he's going to bring it home, bring it back to you.
He shouldn't address it if he wants to avoid any career damage. But if he wants to be honest, if he wants to be principled, then he should get on video and say it. His audience will not care about a hinge whore. Well, the thing is that he does the whole soft boy, super kind to women thing, doesn't he? It's a conflict. It's a conflict between his actions and values. Yeah, they are the hinge whores. They don't want to be treated like that.
Exactly. And like at this time, I had watched a lot of his content, like after he told me what he did for work, and so, you know, unfortunately, the content he was making kind of made me trust that when he said, "Yeah, like, well, I'll communicate this with you," that I believed him. Mm-hmm. I had no reason not to. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was like I know I had that conversation with him 2 times before I had found out that was not what was happening.
So that was the first time. What happened the second time?
The second time was just, I don't know, I felt the need to clarify again just so that we were on the same page.
Sure, yeah.
I didn't want there to be any room for confusion, and I was just wanting to like have a check-in. And so I brought up the same exact points, like if we're sleeping with other people, we need to talk about it. It's fine if you're dating others, but please, for my health and safety, let me know. And again, it was like, yeah, of course, I'll talk. Like, I will talk about that if and when the time comes.
It sounds like you did a really good job of expressing your boundaries to him, which I think is commendable. It's a really good habit. It's a really good thing to do.
Thank you. I looking back, I think I might have been a little silly to trust somebody I hardly knew, but I am proud of myself for how I stuck up for my boundaries.
And so you told him this twice. You guys were having a
yeah, like, I'm not even sure. Wait, were we given a year here? How long ago was this?
Romantic connection. For what? For how long did that go on?
Like in total?
Yeah.
We were probably seeing each other for like 2 or 3 months in total. It gets a little spotty because like he honestly started to ghost me and like not really responding
She was 21, he was 24, so 25. How old is he now?
to my messages. But then in between the ghosting, he would do like really nice things for me, which made me kind of confused about what was going on.
What kind of nice things did he do?
He has a bunch of like camera and mic equipment, obviously. So I was an acting major at the time, and he ended up like setting up all of his equipment so that I could film self-tapes for an audition. Near the end of us talking, he came to my show. He was with me on my birthday, just things like that.
So at a certain point here, you find out that seemingly he was not being honest with you about his
Go crazy.
Monogamy.
I feel bad for him with Tourette's, man, honestly.
That was, once again, I just brought it up for a third time, and if I'm honest, I was experiencing some symptoms that I was worried about.
So you even had
Don't
like
laugh,
an
not on
STD
cam,
scare.
optics.
Is what
Oh, I
prompted you
have to laugh
ask
at the
him, like,
dicks.
hey, what's
It's
going
just
on?
funny sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
When sniffing come one of his
everything ended up
ticks,
being
depends on
fine.
who you
I think
ask.
I just have an anxious mind when it comes to things like that, so I was just worried. But yeah, I for the on the third time I brought it up to him because I was worried that something was happening, and this was like the first time out of all three of these conversations that he was kind of surprised by what I was asking. What he had said was that he thought that he couldn't hook up with anybody new, so anybody he met after me.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's what I thought,
I mean,
too.
Listen, it's self-apparent that you can't be having unprotected sex with multiple people, like, especially if you're not communicating. That's disgusting. I mean, it's just gross.
Yeah.
It's really, and it's super disrespectful and dangerous, frankly, too.
Yeah, if I'm honest, I felt kind of
Gross, disrespectful. These are all fine ways of describing it. I think those are all fine ways to describe, fine adjectives to use. Gross, disrespectful, dangerous. I think that's fine. The issue is that Dan presented it as like a rape allegation, like a few days ago, and that sat for a couple of days as a rape allegation, and now this is what you're presenting. This is underwhelming. It's incredibly underwhelming. It's like, yeah, so I think it's 3 years ago, people were saying. It's like 3 years ago, this guy did something that's pretty bad, but like not.
What if she didn't mention that he couldn't sleep with other people? Is he still culpable for being unhygienic? Only asking cause that seems like the only part she could be dishonest about.
Thank you for the $10. Thank you, Coin Tomato. Yeah, I'd say it's a form of sexual assault, Spinal. It's a form of sexual assault, but like I've said before, I think most guys have done some form of sexual assault. This is one of those forms I think is quite common, is lying about other partners you might have when asked. I think that's probably a form of sexual assault. You can't be lying about your interaction with other people like this.
When power leads man toward arrogance, life reminds him of his limitations.
Thank you for the $20, Max. Hugely appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. I should do a goal quickly. Guys, the I will be happy goal, smile, is now in the chat. The I will be happy goal, smile is now started, guys. Huge important stuff happening here. Remember to like the stream, donate via the stream elements link, buy a membership to the channel, or gift a super chat to contribute to the I will be happy goal, smile. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay.
I was in his bed when we had this conversation. It was like a really calm conversation. There was no.
But it's a modern dating thing, not just a guy thing. No, it's predominantly a guy thing. Women do lie, but I would say sexual assault is generally a guy thing. The way women tend to lie, though, isn't like, oh, we're going to have unprotected sex, and I'm not telling you about my other partner when you ask. The way women lie is like, you know, cheating. Women just, like, cheat. Shit like that.
No, like, yelling or fighting or anything.
Well, they lie about,
I felt icky.
Like, requirements for a relationship and shit like that, right? They lie about... They'll lie and say, like, I don't know, what's a good example? What's a good example for a lie that women will tell men to get them to sleep with them? Oh, yeah. That's a constant one. Calling people on their roster friends. Yes. Biz Markie has a great song about this. Yes. That is the classic woman lie. The classic woman lie. He's just a friend. Classic woman lie. That is absolutely a big woman lie. Yeah. But guys do, you know, more stuff like this where they lie to have sex without protection.
Yeah, and, like, used, I guess.
Yeah. So what is it that happened then? You said, hey, just so I'm having these symptoms. You say you're not sleeping with anyone else. Like, is that still true? And he says, oh, I thought you meant nobody knew. What does that mean?
That means, according to him, he had been sleeping with people he had known prior
You
to
owe me an
meeting
apology. Why is that, Aiden?
And he had said, like, oh, but it's fine because these are all, you know, people I trust.
That's
and I
crazy.
had to explain to him, and mind you, I'm a few years younger than him. I had to explain to this man that that's not exactly how STIs work, and that even though you might trust them, like, are they hooking up with people? He said, yeah, but it's the same deal. Like, they are, you know, people that they trust as well. I'm like, well, I don't know those.
You sided with President Sunday with your best bud Aiden last night, yeah, because it was too easy. It was too easy. I could see you getting pressed. They need to be a little bit more heat on you.
People, I don't trust them, and now you're putting me at risk.
That is... he does know. He's just playing dumb. Like, he knows. Mr. Feminist Studies knows that you're not supposed to have unprotected sex with multiple people without telling the other one.
Ethan presented this in a strange way here. He said, this is such a hilarious thing to do. I pranked my buddy by telling all his enemies that he's a rapist. Go get him. I'm such a good friend. This is in reference to Noah Sampson and Bad Empanada claiming he was responsible for the rumor. So Ethan did call him a rapist here. I wouldn't say this is being a rapist. I wouldn't say it's a rapist. It is a form of sexual assault, but I wouldn't say it's a form of rape. Rape is generally forcible sexual assault, I'd say, unless you've got some other, like, rape by deception or some modifier on the term rape there that makes it clear what you're talking about. I wouldn't just call him a rapist flatly for this. I don't think. Wait, wrong one.
Or explicitly lying, by the way, which is what it seems like he did.
I mean, there's no way to know what was really going on in his mind.
Yeah, Noah Sampson's a gift giver.
He should have known that was not right.
So was that somewhere near the end of the relationship after this conversation took place?
Yeah, because he, like, around this time, too, he was, you know, taking longer to respond and just like, oh, sorry, I've been super busy with this and that. And the last time we had seen each other was just like, I knew going into it, it was just to, like, close the book and end whatever was happening. And
Noah rapist? Wow.
Thank you for the $5. Thank you.
We went out and got food, and I was going into it to tell him, like, hey, that was messed up.
Guys, I need to get a coffee.
Okay, 2 seconds. Which I did. But his reason for ending things with me was because he had found somebody that he had a strong connection with, and, you know, knowing that was
Does
probably...
she know?
I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if she knows that he's been sleeping, having unprotected sex with other people. Do the other girls know?
I don't know. I have no way of...
She was probably one of them too. When you said that
certainly,
to you,
it sounds like it. She would have been.
I'm sure it felt very.
Yeah.
Just knowing that the girl he was, like, choosing to be with, in the end was somebody that he was probably hooking up with when he was telling me he wasn't. Kind of a shitty move.
Oh, yeah, it's gross. It's super gross. Now, again, just to make it clear, because people get very
yes.
People like to take things and run with it. You are not accusing him of committing any crimes or doing R-word or anything like that. The accusation is that he's a sleaze.
Absolutely. Noah Sampson, as far as I know, is not a rapist. He, you know, our relationship that we had was mostly consensual, obviously, other than the fact that I didn't know other people.
Yeah.
So I want to make that very clear that is not, I'm not making any allegations against him. I just want people to know that, you know, people can portray themselves one way online, and that's not who they are, so don't trust them.
I think it's especially ironic, and I think it's especially important to call out when they're not just he's not like portraying himself as like, hey, I'm just a nice guy who like likes people. He's like, I'm the fucking leftist feminist warrior. I care about everyone and I do the right thing and I'm the fucking man. And also go kill my enemies. He did say that, but that's probably not that cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really watch his content anymore. I don't know any of the.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's probably good.
But when it comes to like the feminist content he was making, the anti-manosphere, that kind of thing, it is not an accurate display of who he really is.
Yeah.
In person.
I mean, listen, if he's hypocritical on something like that, I think is worth pointing out. And again, this is you felt like over time, it sounds like you realized like that was really fucked up. And now that you see him out there, I think it's important that women are aware that this guy needs to be handled a little bit differently if you are sleeping with him. And it's your story to tell. This is something that happened to you. Somebody did something wrong to you, and this is your story to tell, and you're telling it. God bless that. I think it's super brave of you to do it, and I do think it's important. Again, it's not like our word, but like this affects people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will say, I think at the time I again was just getting out of a toxic relationship and just didn't have a good grasp on healthy relationships at the time. And so as I've kind of, grown up a little bit and done some processing, I realized like...
A proof is he got a girlfriend. What? Wait, so... Her evidence that he was sleeping with other girls at the time that he was sleeping with her was that he got a girlfriend. Afterwards. He admitted it. Okay, well, why is Babka saying that her evidence is that he got a girlfriend? He admitted he was sleeping with other girls at the same time. Okay.
I tried I don't know. I was trying to be so cool about it when I didn't have to be.
Yeah.
I think I had every reason to be upset. And, it was just not a great situation. But things are better now, so that's good.
Well, I'm glad everything's going good for you. I think that makes a lot of sense, by the way. That, like, in the moment, when you guys are together, I mean, you said you guys...
She said that he told her he thought he could keep hooking up with new people. Oh, yeah, okay, I heard that bit, yeah. Okay. I want to know what the nature of these conversations were. I feel like it's just so lame without having any screenshots or anything. Because that seems like a weird thing to say. Like, because what was, I wonder what was actually said, So what, the idea is that basically, she says, you haven't been hooking up with any other people, right? And then he's like, oh, I thought you meant, like, new people. Like, I could only hook up with people I already knew. That's basically what happened. If that's the case, that's cope. That's him coping. That's him avoiding it. That's him trying to get around it. I think my concern, my caring would drop if he had an STD test from between the last hookup and the time he fucked her. But I don't think he does he? He's not going to have that at all, is he? Yeah, I think this sort of thing you should just make Hinge men produce test results every time. Yeah, well. All good advice. That doesn't make it okay to lie. Lying's still bad. Yeah, I mean, we'll just wait and see his response, I guess. There's no evidence here, so it's kind of like, I mean, it could just be totally just, he could just say, like, literally, like, I don't even know who this girl is. I mean, unless they present evidence. The fuck does she do about that?
Guys were in bed together, that you're like, oh, okay, you try to be cool about it. But like as time goes on, and again, you both are pretty young. I know he's like in his mid-20s, so if you're a few years younger than him, and this was a few years ago, you were pretty young, age, to be clear.
I was 21, turning 22. So. Okay,
so yeah, so I mean, like, at that age, there's still a lot of maturing to do, and I've been in situations.
So
like
this is okay. So I mean. This isn't even like what is the basis for doing this? Why is Ethan doing this? Is it just because Noah Sampson made a video that Ethan disagrees with, that criticizes Ethan? Is that it? Is it you made a video criticizing me, so I'm bringing on a girl to accuse you of rape by deception, basically? Dude, I'm like slouching, I can't get my fucking seating position right. It's so fucked up. Oh my god, I need like a better back support. There we go. Lower back support, that's what we need right now. There we go. Oh my god, that's so much better. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm fine with the story coming out. I'm fine with this woman saying it. I think Noah should respond. But I think this is a total hack bullshit tactic from Ethan. This is just, like, lame. Like, what, you're bitching and crying that Hassan won't watch your video on stream. But your response to Noah making a video about you is, well, you're a rapist. But not really. You're not actually a rapist. You're like a low-level sexual assaulter. A low-level... Not even low-level... Low-level sexual assault by deceptioner. I'm going to sue you for defamation. Also, you're a rapist. Yeah, it's like, this is totally pathetic from Ethan. This is totally pathetic from Ethan. It's not about whether it's legally sexual assault. It's, I would call it sexual assault because it's sexual contact that was made without consent. If you lie to someone to make them do something, you're not actually getting their consent. It's very similar to stealthing, yeah. They heavily implied he was a rapist and used the term rapist in the Instagram story. They were fine with the idea of rapist running for like 2 days. The initial way it was brought up was Dan saying, I don't think Noah should be talking about rape denial given what I know about him. Yeah, this is just like total, it's like not responding to anything Noah said. It's like the same sort of like defamation and character attacks that Ethan fucking cries about like a bitch all the time. It's like you can't be the constant victim who needs to start suing people because everyone's being so horrible and anti-Semitic to you, and then also run petty sexual assault allegations from people who aren't presenting any evidence against your enemies. You can't do both. You can't do both. Either you're the big dog who's fighting with, you know, any information you can get and just fucking tearing people apart on the internet, or you're settling it in court. You're being a bitch and you're settling it in court. Make your mind up. Make your mind up.
That in my life where I feel like after a few years of thinking about it, I'm like, damn, that was really fucked up the way that this person was treating me. It's completely normal, you know. It's not odd at all to feel that after the fact.
Yeah, I think that there's going to be some questions though about like why nothing was said sooner, and I think it's just one of those situations that as time goes on, you know, realize the situation for what it really was.
Style.
And so, are you an audience member of the show? Like, how did it come up that you reached out to us?
Yeah, I am. I view every podcast, every show. So I'm actually. Yeah, thank you. Me and my sister actually walked, and we don't live nearby each other, so this is a way that we're able to bond and talk about.
Wow.
You know, something. So thanks for giving a reason for me and my sister to talk often. Hey, girlie, she's watching right now, too.
Hi, girl. We love you. You're a great sister. Bigger sister?
Yeah, older sister.
You're doing a great job out there. So,
this is like lame.
You reached out. We saw you in chat. You reached out, and I think Olivia saw you. There was like a message in chat, and then we reached out.
Yeah.
We talked everything, and we're like, okay, this girl's legit, and that was basically all there is to it. You didn't wait that long, by the way. How long's it been? A couple of years?
It's also never your responsibility to tell your story when you're not ready.
Right.
Never.
I mean, it didn't come up until recently. Like,
but why is it being told now? Why is it being told now? It's being told now because it's useful for Ethan. She's a H3 fan who is giving a story that is useful to Ethan, but Ethan to attack his enemies with. It's not being presented as like a good faith effort to warn women. You don't know that you're still like, out there doing this. It's not because you want to get it off your chest. It is like it's like a tool for Ethan to strike Noah with.
you guys started to post about him or talk about him, and I was like, oh, that's really weird. That's, you know. And then once it was in the title, I was like, okay, maybe this is something I'm willing to share because again, it shows that he's not who he might say he is.
Yeah. I wonder. Did you ever see him drinking Coke or playing Disney games, perhaps?
You know, I can't recall that, but I do know that he drives a Tesla. So that.
Oh, that's scandalous.
Whoa, this guy drove a Tesla 3 years ago when this girl was hooking up with him. Whoa.
And I do remember him telling me that he bought it before Elon.
Yeah. You used to drive a Tesla too, Ethan. So
Well,
That's true. This guy absolutely raved. Very true. Even did have a Tesla. Fuck are you talking about, retard?
Okay. I got rid of that thing before everyone was like turned on Elon. I got rid of that thing years ago.
well, that's not everybody's as hip as you.
I am literally. He better be as hip as me. He's like the liberal. He's the leftist savior.
Well, he's not that hip. He lives in his grandma's house. What can I say?
If Noah believed what he says, he would burn that car and fucking send it over a bridge.
You don't want to pollute the river.
3 years ago, so he might have. I don't know anything about this man's current life.
There you go. Could be long
ago.
gone at this point.
Yeah, it's fair that he might have got rid of that.
Yeah.
But we do feel honor bound that he needs to update us on his vehicle status. Because
Probably not the most important detail in all of this, but
sure, it's not the most important, but it is funny. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for being so brave and telling your story.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Is there any? Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask if there's anything else you want to say, anything else you
So
want to share.
brave. So brave.
One tiny little detail. I do remember on our first date him making a comment about how I don't remember verbatim what was said, but you know that I seem mature for my age. So, that's a little weird.
Icky.
Wait, but she's in her fucking 20s, no?
One tiny little detail. I do remember on our first date him making a comment about how I don't remember verbatim what was said, but you know that I seem mature for my age. So
You're in your fucking 20s. That's not a creepy comment to make it about someone in their early 20s. That's creepy because it's usually about like someone that's either like 18 or like maybe slightly just below. It's like, wow, you're really mature for your age. Wow, you really get these adult things that you shouldn't understand. Him saying you're mature for your age at like 21 is him saying, wow, it seems like you've got your life together. It seems like you know what you want. It seems like you're not a fucking retard. That's what that means to a 20-something-year-old. It doesn't mean, whoa, I could fuck you even though usually I couldn't. Dude.
that's a little weird.
Icky.
You seem mature for your age?
Yeah.
Never a good line.
Because
It's totally, what? Dude, it's just like so inconsequential. Oh my god. It's a totally, saying that to a 21-year-old or 22-year-old is totally normal. Totally normal. Literally no problem with that. No problem. Oh, you're mature for your age. If they've got their bills paid and their fucking rent paid and their, you know, their degree or whatever. Yeah, the line worked. It said it was icky, but it worked on you, didn't it? Silly bitch.
you're
Never a good
acknowledging that they're young.
Dude.
That's weird.
I told him that too. I was like, you realize that that's something that like manipulative men say. To
Don't
make
ever
women
say
young.
that. He's like, yeah, that's where do you think I learned it?
Yeah. And that's the thing about like the whole situation was like the only difference between him and like other shitty men is that he seemed apologetic. He, you know, acted like, oh, I know you have every right to be upset. I wronged you, but who knows what he really felt.
Still did it.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah.
Wow,
and,
thanks,
and he
Dan.
didn't just do it to you, it sounds like.
I mean, there might be others. I don't know.
No, now we're just indicating at others with no evidence. We're just indicating at others without evidence.
Or
Awesome.
the roster, or was that something I imagined?
This was a while back. I can't remember exactly what words to use, but I don't think
That was
I don't know.
that was internal verbiage. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, the idea of a roster of this dude, like he's like, oh yeah, I got my own harem of just like I can get hooked up with anyone.
Yeah, what roster is a common slang term. Now this is Ethan being a boomer and thinking he's talking about having like sex slaves. This is just painful, man.
Anytime. I'm just a cool, soft-spoken beefcake with a mustache. It's gross. What was that? So you were 21. How old was he?
Oh gosh, I don't even. Probably 24, 25 or so.
Yeah.
Which, mind you, that's the age I'm at now, and I would not do anything like that. So.
Note to audience members: do not ever use that line. That is never a good line to use because.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so he's a pedophile. Ah, so he's a pedophile then. Ah, good to know. Good to know.
Unless, let's see, you seem mature for your age. Maybe if you're like an adult talking to an 8-year-old and you're impressed with their intellect.
Right.
And you're like, oh my God, you are so mature for your age.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
But if to a romantic
outside of
partner,
that, yeah, somebody you're trying to hook up with, don't.
But dude, it's people in their fucking 20s. Someone in their mid-20s talking to someone in their early 20s. Yeah, also, it's worse to say it to a younger kid. You shouldn't be making kids think they're older than they are. That's the problem. That's the situation where it's an issue. Is when you say to a child, oh, you're really mature for your age. Usually it's someone who's attempting to groom the child. That's like the usual context people think of it in. Someone's trying to groom a child, like a teenager or something like, oh, you're so mature for your age. Wow, you're so mature for your age. Wow, you're 17, 16-year-old, 15-year-old. So mature for your age. That's what it usually is. That's why it's seen as like a disgusting thing to say. Right? But when you say that to, when someone in their mid-20s says that to someone in their early 20s, that more sounds like they're saying, wow, it's impressive that you got like your shit sorted. I didn't have my shit sorted when I was 21. Okay, it's that sort of thing. That's the vibe I'm getting from that sort of conversation. Yeah, exactly. You may like you have your life figured out at 21, that's mature, yeah.
Here's my alpha advice number 1 from Ethan. Never do that. Yeah. Never do that one.
I dated someone older than me once, and he said, I don't care if you don't. And I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Dude, stop being creepy for a minute. Challenge.
For real.
I would like to say I am with a lovely partner now, and it is amazing.
I'm so happy for you.
We don't get nobody asked.
We live together, we have cats, and it's perfect. And yeah.
There are good guys out there. It's important to say. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them.
I didn't know that before I met him, but he's amazing and incredible in every way.
I'm glad.
That's nice to hear.
Love to hear that. Yeah, that's good. Well, again, just one more time. Is there anything else you want to mention before we say goodbye?
I think that's it. I think that's all I really felt I needed to say. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to speak about this and just share my story and let people know to not trust men online because men can still be creepy men no matter how they present
whoa, crazy revelation there.
Themselves.
Right. Although, to be fair, you kind of did everything you could to protect yourself. You did all the right moves. It's not like, I don't think you could have done anything better. It sounds like he just lied to you.
Do you guys not have that thing in America where you can get the STD test texted to your phone so you can show it to people and say you've not got STDs? Do you not have that or something? Is that like not a thing? Okay, well, why if you're hooking up with lots of people or you're like having casual sexual relationships, you're not asking to see that?
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think you sound really mature for your age.
Yeah.
Stop, Ethan.
I'm not. I'm an adult.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure. Okay, and listen, I may be about to show some absolutely dangerous levels of lack of knowledge right now. Okay, now my understanding is there's less general STDs that cause you significant problems as a guy. Some of them, you kind of just pass them on to women if you fuck up. You're not actually at that much of a risk. If you're a guy having straight sex, casually, you're not really at that much of a risk. It's more a risk for women. Everyone that I think would be vaguely intelligent about this is saying yes, so I think I'm right. So you actually don't have to really it's not as important for guys to screen women as it is for women to screen guys when having casual unprotected sex.
Hey, I'm just saying, that was really impressive.
All right, let's wrap this up.
No. Alrighty.
Thank you so much.
If there's anything else that you want to talk about that comes to mind, reach out anytime. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys so much. Love you all.
Oh,
Thank you.
Love your sister. Shout out to your boyfriend. Everything's good. And God bless.
God
Have
bless.
a great weekend. It's Friday. Woo.
Friday, baby. Woo!
Yeah, Friday, woo! Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right. Thank you for calling.
Of course. Thank
right.
you guys. Bye.
Bye. So there it is. In her words.
I'm gonna turn the chat back. I just
Yeah.
no.
I didn't know you did that,
Preemptive.
but you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You never want, you never know what. So, I mean,
There we go. We're back. We're so back,
like
people.
if this one dude is getting dogpiled for sending nudes to a bunch of girls, I mean, what I personally feel that not disclosing that you're having other sexual partners after explicitly asked twice, since you're having sex without a condom, is an extreme violation. That is super
pretty bad.
gross.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. I'm only going to see support in the chat, and thankfully that's all I see.
That's right.
Good.
Yeah.
It's a bad violation, but it's not really a public platform. Like, we have to hold you accountable and take away your income sort of violation. It's not that kind of violation.
I mean, she literally had nothing wrong.
No.
She handed
It's
herself.
like it's a really bad interpersonal violation. It's not really a very impactful internet violation.
Really, really well, in fact. Because that's not easy to do, especially when you're 21, to assert yourself like, hey, I just want you to, you need to tell me.
Yeah. I have problems with it at 25.
Yeah.
It's very difficult.
I wouldn't say it's good to make it public. I would say I've got no problem with this woman talking about this. If she wants to share this story, she can share this story as long as it's all true. I wouldn't say there's any impetus or reason to think that this is going to happen to other women. This was like 3 years ago. She's the only confirmed case of it that she has. We don't know that it's a pattern with Noah, or that he's going around doing this, or that I have any reason to believe he's doing this right now. So I wouldn't say it's like quote unquote good to bring it out, but it's fine. Like if she wants to talk about this thing that happened with this guy, then I mean you can talk about it.
So, and I
Somebody
think
said they were really impressed by Bad Empanada's female impression.
Oh,
that he was doing.
yeah. Was that him still?
I mean, it might have been.
Maybe that's an agent, Argentinian sleeper agent.
It could be.
Yeah, it's a really good voice changer. I've never heard one that good.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of validity, like we said, they follow each other. I mean, you know what I mean. There's no denying it. For as far as I'm concerned, it seems that she provided ample evidence to that they were amorously entangled for a time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's extra relevant considering his whole shtick online of being like, "Hi guys, I think it's time that we start escalating. Obviously, protesting isn't good enough. We know where they live. We know where they are. We know where the propagandists are."
Oh, did I say something bad? I guess I'll cut that out.
I'm sorry. Oh, you're just ignorant. I like it. I fuck with that.
I do.
Okay.
I realized we didn't talk about this in any of the follow-up, but on Wednesday, you were dogging on him for
Yeah,
living in
I
his
think it'd be
grandma's
fucking
house.
hilarious if this was just totally fake and Ethan got trolled. That would be incredibly funny.
And I was like, come on, he's a successful YouTuber, like a pretty successful one. And, you know, he's in his late 20s. There's no way he lives with grandma. Apparently, he has stated that he lives at home with his parents. So
You were pushing back
I was
hard on that one, man.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's his choice, right? This guy's rich and successful. It's his choice. My understanding is that Noah has, like, a severe mental health issue. He's, like, bipolar or schizophrenic or something. And he's rich and successful, and he probably has a close relationship with his family, especially if he's still living with his grandmother. I mean, it's not like I can't see it as like, I can't see it as being a loser. If you're like, is it really being a loser? If you're rich and you're living with your family by choice, is that being a loser? Maybe you just want to look after your family. I think that's I don't know why we hate this. It's like, yeah, most people want to be away from their parents. They want the like privacy and independence of living their own life that's independent of their family. Right? But if someone's got like a relationship or a feeling of obligation where they want to look after or support family, then I mean I don't see the problem with that. Really. Well, it's not about the cost of living being expensive either. Like, no, it's like Noah doesn't have the fucking money to live on his own. It's not like he hasn't made it, so he can't move out of his parents' place. It's not like he's just like doing YouTube, hasn't made it, stuck in his parents' place. He's there, obviously by choice, either because it's easier on his mental health or because he's looking after them or whatever. Being a fuckboy living with grandma is playing the game on hard mode. Respect. That's actually facts. No, that's facts. He might be lying, but you have to respect the game when he's hitting all these girls while living with his 2 generations of his family. That's impressive stuff. That requires creative thinking, problem solving.
Yeah, you told me I was
Or a very strange and open, honest relationship with the rest of your family.
gonna have to give you your flowers for it, so here I am doing it. That said, there's no shame in living with your parents. I was just found that surprising, given, but who knows? Maybe there's extraneous circumstances. Maybe he has elderly parents that he takes care of. Who knows? Who knows? So, but you were right that he lives with his.
I'm just saying it was furnished like.
Yeah, no, you nailed it. You're right.
Actually, the thumbnail was just kind of funny. It was an unlisted video. Maybe you can pull it. And the title was just "Living at Home at 26."
Yeah,
it just seems like a sad. Like he just seems sad about it the way he says it. It's like the name of a TLC show or something.
Mom,
I'm
sorry. The name of a TLC show.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, let me see.
But obviously, living home at 26 is nothing. That's just extremely common.
I got it.
And necessary. My goodness, at this point in time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Especially if you live in a place like LA, my goodness. Now,
in retrospect, I was eager to move out of my parents' house just because I wanted independence and everything. In retrospect, like I feel like it is strategically the better thing to do to stay living at your parents a little bit longer.
Stay with them as long as
because I was very, very broke all the time living on my own that young, but. There you go.
This is just hilarious. Like, regardless of the morality or.
But okay, but this is meant to be funny, right? This is meant to be funny. That there is a tongue-in-cheek element to this, obviously.
Judging his character or anything. I mean, just the aesthetic, the title.
No, not maybe. If you're saying maybe, you have fucking autism.
It's all very, very funny.
Living at home at 26, it's just him sat there on his bed like, yeah, it's.
And like again, this is not come on. A middle-aged woman bought this furniture, and there's literally no other possibility. This looks like this type of shit my mom would buy.
I'm still thinking about you calling that thing chuggy.
It is.
Like a boomer calling a wooden armoire chuggy is so fucking funny to me.
Oh, please. Do you think that my house has this?
You're right. You're right.
Hell no. He's chuggy, man. Somehow he's managed to be chuggy.
It is fucking. You know what Noah's doing as well, right? I've seen it now. I get it. He's living with his parents. He makes YouTube videos. They do everything. His parents and his grandma do everything. And all he does is he makes YouTube videos to make money, goes to the gym, and fucks. And that is 24/7. Make YouTube videos, go to the gym, fuck. 24/7. That is all this guy's life is. And he's just hoarding wealth. I can tell. I can see.
She kills the mustache. She makes it so un-Esteban. We need an Esteban on that mustache. After he's.
This is very unfortunate. I gotta be real.
Oh, Dan, let me see you.
This is where lying gets you guys.
What happened? You abandoned. You're jumping ship.
It's too much maintenance, dude.
Maintenance?
Yes. I have to shave it like every few days. My shit grows fast, dude. Like.
When's the last time you shaved?
It was probably like a week ago.
What?
That seems pretty long for a week.
I mean,
that's
we're on camera 5 days a week. We could go back and look when the last time I shaved.
I don't grow that much.
Maybe it was like more like a week and a half or 2 weeks.
I haven't grown that much in my whole life. What'd you got
My
right
shit
now?
grows fast. My shit grows fast everywhere but on top of my head. It's a curse.
So, yeah,
It is what it is.
That's
don't
rough.
feel bad.
Yeah.
My God, it's just funny. I don't know why. It's just funny for him. It's a funny title. It's funny.
It's funny.
It's funny. Chugi Taban.
Chugi Taban.
So there it is. Is it like extremely scandalous? Potentially. But is it criminal? Obviously not. That's not the accusation. Or maybe, I don't know. It's not her accusation. Absolutely not. It's gross as fuck, though. Noah Sampson, I believe you could credibly call a creep.
It's gross.
And I'll tell you, the mullet doesn't do any favors, man. I know you all like to defend on the mullet. This man has a mullet and a mustache. This is not doing favors for this look. I'm just laying that out there. This is the new fuckboy look, and I will stand on business saying that. I just don't care. If you're walking around with a mullet and a mustache, watch out, ladies.
Right.
Just saying. Also, she said she didn't have a condom. Bro doesn't carry a condom on him? You don't come prepared?
Nope.
Yeah, come on, dude.
It is a very good
Where's the feminist theory on that one, bucko? Anyway, so that's this.
I mean, this is just like lame. It's just like a limp response, really, isn't it? Like, this isn't like groundbreaking stuff. Like, no one's even gonna run with this. Like, none of the people that Ethan would need to run with this are gonna run with it. Like, I've seen I think I've even got a harsher take on this than Diorio does. I saw him on Twitter, like, what I would say is basically downplaying what Noah did. So this is just like the totally wrong tag. It's just like, it's a very limp, lame attack. It's not gonna work. It's obviously malicious.